Hey, thanks for tuning in to Nuts and Bolts with Tone. Today we're going to talk about a tool that every technician should have, whether you're starting out, whether you've been doing this for a really long time. This is a tool that I've had for, 13 years, maybe a little less. I bought it by accident. I thought it would drain the cooling system, but it's for filling up the cooling system. So it's a super cool tool. You can use it to find out if you have leaks. And this one is by AIRLIFT. This is the one I prefer. I've seen Snap-on. I've seen a whole bunch of other versions. I like this tool specifically a lot better. And this is a tool that if it broke, I would buy it and try to get it the next day, because I use this tool like every day. Every day that I do a cooling system repair. So this one is by AIRLIFT, and it works like this. So you have this piece right here. It's got a gauge on there. Okay, what it does is it sucks the cooling system into a vacuum. You have different adapters that fit inside of the cooling bottle, the degas bottle, the radiator, whatever. If you have a really small radiator, you can use this piece. Little radiators, Nissans, Toyotas, Hondas. I just generally put this in. It usually only fits in like maybe an inch, and you have to hold it in place. And all you do is tighten the ring, this ring right here. You tighten this down, and it expands this rubber piece. And it expands the rubber piece, and whether it's just in the radiator or you have it in one of these adapters, you tighten it down, and you have different hoses. This hose right here, you hook this up to the tool, and then you put an air hose on here. And basically what it does is it sucks the cooling system into a vacuum, and it sucks the thermostat open. So you could essentially use this tool, top off the cap, once you remove it, top off the radiator, put the cap on, and just go drive it, and you're going to have heat. Everything is going to work great. Some cars like Nissan, like the G35s, the G37s, they have a really hard time bleeding, period. But this is going to get it the best way. So when you do that, it sucks the thermostat open, and then you close it, and it will hold vacuum. Okay, mine goes to about 28 inches is the lowest that it will go, just because it's old. And then once you've sucked it down as far as it's going to go, you close this valve right here, and then that closes the vacuum off. And then you switch hoses to this hose here. And this one's got a little screen on there to make sure you don't suck any garbage in. And then you stick it in a bottle of coolant or a bucket of pre-mixed coolant, whatever you're using. And you just keep going, and once your coolant bottle starts to get empty, you close the valve, switch bottles, and let it go until it empties. And then you top off the radiator, and you're good to go. Now, if you have a degas bottle, if you have a coolant bottle that has like a full mark that's, let's say it's 3 or 4 inches below the top, you just let this thing suck until it's got maybe a couple inches of vacuum. Then you let the valve off, because you're going to have to suck a little bit of coolant out. You want to make sure that you have filled up all the coolant hoses before you release it. The cooling hoses will suck flat, and then you know that you've got everything into a vacuum. Now, this is really, really important on diesels and hybrids. If you look up a service procedure for a Prius, a hybrid, a diesel, this is what they say you need to use as a vacuum filler to make sure that you have no air in the system, and that's what this is for. So when you get done with this, like I said, top it off, put the cap on, start it up, turn on the heater. Your heater should blow hot, and everything will be good. Now, this is a tool that I've had guys fight me and for a couple years not want to buy it. And then one day they buy it and they use it, and they're like, oh my God, I should have bought this a long time ago. I can't believe I waited this long. So this is something that I require all my guys to buy, because it's just one of those things where you're going to have less comebacks due to air pockets and things like that. So again, this one is by AIRLIFT. This is the one that I recommend. I think it's around like 115. I think you can get it for as cheap as like 110 if you look online. Look for it. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Tooltopia, Tool Source, all kinds of places. You can usually find it on sale somewhere and get it. So again, this is the AIRLIFT, and this is a vacuum filler. Thanks for tuning in to Nuts and Bolts with Tone. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. comment and let me know what vacuum fillers you have, or if you have any questions about this. Also check out my Instagram with Nuts and Bolts with Tone, and we'll see you next time.